spirit of enabling, sinister command of what I want to hear. I'm the only one who pulls my strings. I'm the devil, living in the bride. I'm the devil, no one's hands are tied. I'm the devil, damnation dignified. I'm the devil, and it's only me inside. Why would you pretend your will is not your own? Claiming something pushed you there. Don't mean to condescend, but it's you and you alone. You're the architect of your despair. I'm the devil, living in the bride. I'm the devil, no one's hands are tied. I'm the devil, damnation dignified. I'm the devil, and it's only me inside. I'm the devil, living in the bride. I'm the devil, no one's hands are tied. I'm the devil, damnation dignified. I'm the devil, and it's only me inside. I'm the devil, damnation dignified. I'm the devil, and it's only me inside.
We're down to the final four. 1 win from the Super Bowl. 2 from Glory. REL want the 4th championship in a row, but only have 1 team left. Is this G-Man's season?
Oh,
And that'll happen.
this will be interesting to see if we got one of those.
Oh!
And Bill Potts just took and caught some paws to the face.
It's getting real ugly with these stinks.
And this one's on Palm too.
And Infinite Pink and Infection Inc. are going to the semi-finals. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the REBBL semi-finals. Anyone hyped? I'm a little bit hyped. Hope you're all doing well. It's not too long until kick-off here. Gloom and Zoom versus Snow White and the 6 Chorfs on the way. And I have Steak Mittens here with me.
Hello. I'm working from home today.
The best kind of working.
Yeah, working in quotes, I guess.
We've got 4 teams left.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, where did they all go?
What a sort of 4 or 5 weeks it's been to get to this point.
I know, I'm like, it's been so much fun, and I'm glad to be at this point.
REL's last stand, potentially, tonight. Ficction is their only remaining coach. The rest of them are all G-Man. Big O, nowhere to be seen. Long gone.
Goodbye with Mirascadu going out last round. That was their last hope.
What do we reckon? Can Ficction mean that REL... Can he get to the final and give REL something to cheer when we...
I mean, based on my accent, you've got to know who I'm cheering for here, I think. Got a little bit of REL bias in me.
We're going to have a look at the 2 teams in a moment. What we'll do, though, is we'll start with the quote-unquote home team.
Yeah.
Hype video time. It is Ficction, it is Gloom and Zoom, and they look a little bit like this.
Whoa!
Suddenly that KO into a stun doesn't look so hot.
Oh.
3 casualties this turn. Oof. Big swing. Oh well, that's gonna do it. So Gloom and Zoom continues on. Congratulations, Fiction.
Here they are then, REL's last hope. Gloom and Zoom, just your 2170 Necro team.
Oh, so good.
Nothing too flashy, just your 2 Strength 4 Werewolves.
Only 2. I mean,
too flashy.
It could be 5.
It's a hell of a team, this. The interesting thing is that Gloom and Zoom have made it to the playoffs in every single season.
Really? I didn't know that.
I believe that is their record, yeah. First shot to fame taken down Gerbe all the way back in season... Was it season 5? Was it season 6? Probably season 5. But as far as I'm aware, they've made it to playoffs every single time. Their records prior to this season hasn't been great while they've been in the playoffs. But Fiction's got it together this season, and he is 1 game away, 1 win from the Super Bowl.
Yeah, still making the playoffs that often certainly shows something. I mean, you've got to be at the top of your division for that, and that's after 13 weeks of games or whatever. So, I mean, regardless of how far he made it, being able to make it that often is an impressive feat, I think. Pretty consistent.
Drenar dropping 1,000 bits, splashing some cash for the hype man himself. Thank you very, very much.
Boom.
Very much appreciated. What are we looking at on this team? We've got 13 players on the roster. He's got 100k in the bank. Don't know whether he'll be using that to pick up another zombie, perhaps. But the Strength 4, Agility 4 Ghoul is quite a thing.
That's a lot of stats, just on this team in general.
You've got Killer White as well. We've got Catatonia Momentum, who I believe is still an original player. You'll spot the non-original players by, well, for example, Sluggish Horror. Yeah. Yeah, so that's not an original. Wolf Rider is dead. Is a dirty player, wrestle zombie. We've got a guard zombie, a kicker, and another dirty player as well, and a rookie to round out the bottom of the team. A wrestle tackle ghoul is useful.
Yeah. A lot of useful like no non-useful players on this team, really.
Yeah, a bit of activity is an interesting white as well. Blodge, guard, tackle, mighty blow, bit of everything. Bit of everything on that white.
Yeah, and then we've got the other one, the killer one. We've got the mighty blow, piling on, tackle, dauntless, juggernaut. It's like, take all the skills I want as a white to be a killer and just shove some extra ones on the end of there because I might as well have them.
Indeed.
So much development.
Fiction with 2 strength 4 werewolves, often paying the price in the old Rebel Golem tax. He has 2 block guard golems, but he's been through quite a few of the things. Superfed confirming that he made the quarters in his rookie season, of course, when hype videos weren't a thing. Eliminated first round the second, eliminated second round after getting the bye week in the third attempt, and this is his 4th season and 4th time in the
Movement
playoffs.
3 on that flesh golem is surprisingly annoying. Like to have as the necro player here means if you get like knocked, well, I guess it doesn't matter because he has stand firm in the long run, but it's slightly more annoying than you'd think. I mean, they're already slow, but 3 is just so slow.
Yeah, it is. It's like a weak mummy at this point.
Yeah, it's less bad because you have the stand firm, right? So normally the case with sort of movement 3 is that if you get knocked over and pushed back, when you stand up, you have to GFI to remark someone or get back to where you were. It doesn't matter so much when you have stand firm in this case, so that kind of mitigates that a little bit.
There are lots of injuries on the team. Don't necessarily think they're injuries that means that the team is on its last stand here, though.
Nope.
It's an agility 2 on the strength 4 werewolf. He's still a damn good player. He's got sure hands. It's still a 75% chance to pick up on a strength 4 blodge step player.
Yeah, that's a little annoying though in the long run, right? I mean, he's probably like one of your primary ball carriers with that sure hands, and now you're trying to pick up on edgy 2 if you're using him.
Well, he is, but at the same time, he's also a legendary werewolf, and he's better than a rookie one.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's just rough. Like you'd rather take that Agi bust on like I think literally any other player on the team other than the Agi 4 ghoul. Like if you could pick a player, he would be the second last one you pick, I think, and he's the one with the Agi bust.
Indeed. Well, his opponent tonight likes to dish out the injuries. He has he came into the playoffs with the highest casualty differential of any coach in REBBL. That's casualties caused minus casualties sustained. He is, of course, Bleedinghippy. He is from G-Man, and his team look a little bit like this. Fast Dorf, who might be wishing he was in the end zone right about now.
Why he didn't like that?
Fast Dorf is not fast anymore.
You know what? He deserved that. Oh! There goes the king.
Happy's in the game. Our underdogs this evening are a 2040 Chaos Dwarf team.
Are you allowed to call them underdogs? I mean, I guess, in terms of team value strictly.
I mean, it's quite something, isn't it? They've got 170k in the bank. That means that technically they are a 2020 Chaos Dwarf team.
Yeah, which team's claw, mighty blow, ludicrousness is going to ruin the other person's day?
Well, them being 2020, of course, makes them considerably more... They're considerably more sensible. That's not crazy at all. Here's the team. And it's quite something, isn't it? We've got Snow, we've got White, and then we've got the Chaos Dwarfs. Happy is not massively happy a lot of the time. Grumpy very much lives up to his name. Dopey is a bit of a killer as well, Dopey the Third. You've got Sneezy, you've got Sleepy, you've got Bashful. And then we've got a bit of an amalgamation of hobgoblins. We're missing an important one, actually.
Doc? Or the hobgoblins?
Well, Doc just doesn't exist on this team. But the hobgoblins, we're missing actually for Sure Hands Hobbo.
Yeah, that's surprisingly important. I don't remember. I don't think there's any strip anywhere on Fiction's team. I don't think so.
No, well, the interesting thing with the Huntsman being out for this one, of course, is he's 1 touchdown away from leveling up. But he can't get that level now prior to the final. Yeah,
that's a good point.
He will be back for the final, but he wouldn't be able to level him up, obviously, if he scored a touchdown in the final, if he was to get there. If, then that level would arrive in time for Season 9. But what we will say is that this team know how to cause pain.
Yeah, that's 3 Claw Mighty Blows, 3 Guard, 1, 2, 3, 4 Piling Ons, 2 Pros to help roll those block dice again. It's not a nice team to play against.
They've inflicted 145 casualties in their time.
That's a lot.
That is across 37 games. You do the maths.
Good lord.
That is a lot. You're averaging around 4 or 5 per game there in pure casualties.
How many games did you say?
37 games.
Yeah, that's 3.92 casualties a game.
That's plenty.
4.
18 kills, so 1 kill every other game. 664 injuries, of course, meaning armor breaks.
Good lord.
Mess with this team at your peril.
Yeah, that's a killy team, all right.
Doc was the dropped dwarf for this one, of course. He is the Apo, as T correctly points out.
Oh, that's true. Good point.
But
I like
Hippie, this is a really, really tough game to call.
Yeah, I have no idea, honestly. Like, this is going to come down to whose Claw Mighty Blow removals start working first and who can get a player advantage first, honestly, because it'll snowball, right? It's the sort of classic bash type thing where if somebody can get an advantage early and then snowball it into a bigger advantage, then they just win. So I think it's going to be really up to whose team activates first, unless somebody makes a really glaring mistake somewhere.
Indeed, what you might say is that a regen team is sort of the natural counter to a Chaos Dwarf team like this, if it's not elves. In that the regen can, hopefully, if it fires, as far as Fiction is concerned, those players can keep coming back and back and back.
That's true, but even if they do regen, it still has them off the pitch, right? And if it's a critical piece or two that you have off the pitch for 8 turns, well, dwarves can hit more guys. They can hold on to the ball for a while. They can stall. They can score whenever they want. A removal is a removal. It's not a permanent one, but that could come back in, the sort of overtime format as well, right?
It's going to be we said this out of the third Nurgle Gurgle the other night, but I feel this one is legitimately going to be a brutal game. What we have seen as well throughout the playoffs is Bleedinghippy is not shy of hitting that pile on button.
Tape it down. He's got 4. Might as well use it.
He's got, just the 4 piling on Chaos Dwarf blockers.
Just 4.
Just the 4. 2 of those have Claw and Pro. One of them has Jump Up, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, there's a Claw Mighty Blow, piling on, Pro, Jump Up, Chaos Dwarf.
That's quite a thing, isn't it? I've not had confirmation that the game is underway, but we expect Hippie to be getting around, interestingly, 150k in inducements.
As a 2040 team.
What an interesting number that is, 150k. What can you possibly buy with that?
I'd like 3 babes.
Yes, that is the future. Getting your KOs up on a 0+.
Yeah, it's perfect. An Apo and a babe? Or maybe like a wizard? I don't know. Are we just leading me to that point now? Do I have to say it?
Very possibly. And we haven't seen that Hippie spent any of the bank yet. Also, I don't actually know if I've seen that Hippie is online. He is online at this point. but he's not shown as being in Blood Bowl 2 yet. But I don't think this game is too far away from kicking off. If you are watching the kickball, quite a result this evening between Argentina and Croatia, must be said.
Oh, right. I forgot that was the thing that's going on now.
Yeah, America would.
I'm not American, man.
Oh my God, you're from Americas.
No, Americas. Thank you.
Yeah, Canada didn't make it either.
I'm Canadian. I'm sort of contractually obligated to care about hockey and nothing else.
Yeah, messy who indeed. Let's have some predictions from chat.
He could get Nobla Blackwart.
He could.
Have a chainsaw.
Who do we want to win? Who do we think will win? Let's get some predictions here.
What have the tips looked like? Do we know? What more people have tipped than?
I can certainly have a little bit of an investigate. I don't know if the tipping competition actually closed yet.
That's a good point.
Which
feels like an oversight.
Feels like it's possible to cheat. But we'll see. No, the round hasn't actually been rolled. Of course, worth pointing out that in the quarterfinals, the best score of anyone was from yours truly, with all
perfect
4
round.
correct predictions and 2 correct scorelines as well. So, you know.
Despite that, you're still in 24th.
Shut up. The other rounds didn't count. That was the important round.
Ah, I see, yes.
Yeah, obviously. But yeah, we haven't actually had the tipping competition closed. I don't have the power to do that, unfortunately. So somebody start pinging monkey chunks and we can probably get that sorted.
It's probably something we want to work on.
The game is going to be live from Fiction's point of view as well, over on Fiction's channel if you want to see that. Of course, from a personal point of view, I heartily recommend that you stay here, where me and Steak Mittens will be guiding you through this one in our own inimitable way.
I'm more exciting.
Yeah.
Maybe? I don't know. Sure.
So, generally speaking, Superfed Reckoning Fiction Magic is in the air. A lot of people have tipped, well, Fiction, and then seems to be some suggestion for the Chorfs. A lot of the G-Man crowd back in Hippie, a lot of the REL crowd back in Fiction. Of course, if Fiction loses this, that's it. It's a G-Man final, because the other semi-final is G-Man versus G-Man. So, it's coming home to Europe if Bleedinghippy can win this one.
Yeah, I tipped Fiction partially out of, rel bias, but partially out of, if he can do something to hurt those Bull Centaurs, the Chaos Dwarfs just suddenly become so slow. And then Necro are known for, being kind of not slow. And that might be something that he could take advantage of, but he's going to have to do something about those Bull Centaurs if that's the plan. Oh, well, the game looks like it is started, so you could probably jump in now.
That seems like a good idea, doesn't it?
Well, they're setting up now, so, plenty of time, but
I think we should.
It is available.
But the game is live. Here we go. Semi-final.
People don't want to watch the game. That's not why they're here. / sarcasm.
Swiggy saying he can't back Hippie. He ruined my dream, beating me in the one and only Major League final I got to in Blood Bowl 1. But he can't back Fiction and be a good human being.
Is that because you totally hate ridiculous wolves like any good human being should? This is dumb. Even if you only keep up the skills that are added ones and not the natural ones for the players, you still can't see anything.
Yeah, there's a lot of skills on the field. Hippie has a wizard and will receive the ball first. Is lacking sure hands, but there's no strip ball to take advantage of that on Fiction's side.
And Fiction scummed a babe.
Fiction has indeed scummed a Bloodwiser babe, which gives Hippie an extra apothecary. He has 2 appos in the bank, so there you go.
So what's that? 300k worth of inducements in this entire game, despite there only being 150 on the table?
Indeed, yeah, we are going for this.
Yeah, well, winner goes to the finals. So I think if you're going to put anything into it, now's the time.
There's plenty to play for, isn't there? How many shots do you get at getting to the REBBL Super Bowl?
No, not many. And if you have one, take it.
One of these guys is going to be very, very disappointed in a couple of hours' time. One of them is going to be preparing to play for the grand prize.
I like how both of those bull centaurs are blodge break tackle. Like, that's just so annoying. That's so annoying. That's so much mobility on players that, like, already are surprisingly speedy.
This is a proper Rebel ding-dong as well. Hippie's been around since the league first started, all the way back in Season 1. So, a Rebel stalwart. Fiction, of course, has done 4 seasons now, made playoffs in all of them. But 2 very, very fine coaches who are given 1 extra reroll each by Nuffle.
Old guard, as it were.
And we're about to see some Chaos Dwarfs punch some zombies, although Happy's pro has let him down.
Happy is not a pro. He's too jovial for professionalism.
Here's a hit from Dopey, though, and that's a knockdown on Roberta Reynolds.
Well, there goes number 1. Oh, just a stun, so we're okay there. That's not one of the piling on dwarves. Something I need to check.
Another push comes in from Bashful. Bashful making a bit of a shy start to proceedings. Trying to take down the guard here, so we might follow this one up.
And this is a piling on option if he wants to take it. But no armor break, so I don't think we'll see that.
Not with dirty players knocking around. That's a double skull. And Sleepy. A little slow to get underway here.
Oh my, the dwarf puns are going to go all game, aren't they?
Looks like we're not willing to foul that dirty player wrestle zombie. We're just going to move across to cover the ball. Hippie's lost his free reroll already. The blitz is going to come in on a flesh golem, and you can understand why.
Well, those flesh golems are big. The guard is big. And, claw. Claw mighty blow. Who cares about your armor?
He does have to offer up a bull centaur to a potential hit in return. That's a good enough result to take down Hindered Dejection.
Hindered Dejection.
Juggernaut will do its thing. And Hindered Dejection takes a stop.
Whew. Fiction wiping his brow after that one, I think, a little bit. He's survived all the claw hits this turn.
Lumi makes a very, very good point. Why put the kicker on the pitch if you leave the kicker on the line?
I didn't even notice. That's a good point. Did he have another option? He had a dirty player and a rookie. Why not just put the rookie there?
Well, he had all positionals in the backfield. So that's fair enough. But you might as well just leave the kicker on the sideline if you're not going to use him. Just stick a rookie in there.
Maybe he wants him dead? I don't know. That's a really good point. Well, the ball in the hands of the Wrestle Goblin, which is not exactly where you want it to be.
No, that's a little brave. Now, we've instantly gone and based one of the Bull Centaurs here, which would suggest that that might be our blitz target. Although, having said that, we're also basing up everything.
Oh, it's a big target, man. That's like, if he can remove some of the speed, that's a huge advantage.
Are you okay with exposing one of your werewolves like that with some of these players knocking around? That's not a great result. We might see the free reroll here. We do. There's a POW on Snow.
And he's fine. But the werewolf is free to go annoy that ball.
Yeah, we can get multiple players on the ball here. Both of these ghouls can come in with GFIs.
Yeah, that's the scary thing, right? Having the ball in the hobgoblin, having it that far forward, having a gap in the lines like that. Fiction can throw a lot at these goblins right now if he wants to. The wolf is exposed, but if Hippie blitzes that exposed wolf off to the side, then he's not doing anything about the wolf that's currently on his ball. So, it's a trade-off, and it's maybe potentially a bit of a sacrifice, but we'll see what... he could hit with the hobgoblin instead, I suppose.
It's the bait, isn't it? We'll see if he takes a GFI here with no reroll. He doesn't. So we're just going to screen off the rest of the dwarfs from getting across to help out.
We have that other ghoul available, too, who can get in to either increase that screen or also GFI onto the ball.
And this is the issue here. Blitzing with the ball carrier comes with the inherent risk that we're doing so with Wrestle.
Yep, that's the scary part about having him. At this point, he probably just hands off to the dirty player. Rather than have it on Wrestle when it's under threat. It's just that much safer on a player who doesn't have Wrestle.
There are 3 hobgoblins on the field. The third of them is over here. Blodge guard on the magic mirror of 3. but also a niggle. You can actually understand why Fiction wasn't so bothered about basing that up.
Yeah, it's a surprisingly big target for a hobgoblin. I mean,
Now
it's a guard
that's
piece.
brave.
Yep. That is certainly brave.
That is a ghoul. Now, I wonder if Hippie doesn't use the wizard, just takes a double pow straight away from Bashful.
Well,
he needs one GFI right now to have a go with Happy. We're going to pile onto the guard zombie. Nothing doing there.
Nothing yet. Yeah, he could have a go at the werewolf. He's got the 1 die on the ghoul currently, but it's a blodge ghoul, so...
Well, Dodge will do nothing. There's a failed GFI, and Hippie is burning through rerolls at a rate of knots here.
Yeah, down to 2 on turn 2 when you got a free one at the start is not a position you really want to be in.
He still needs a GFI from Happy if he wants to have a go at that ball carrier.
And that's awful scary. Doing a GFI when you have no more rerolls could
We still haven't stood
really
up the
bad.
ball centaur. However, we find a push only. He does pro it, and he finds a pow this time round on Speedo McPessimism.
This is the claw mighty blow piling on jump up guy. So
yeah,
this is
could hurt. In goes Happy.
armor break. You hold down. Oh, he's KO'd.
Ooh, he's KO, and it's to use the mighty blow too. I think we live with that.
Yeah, with the mighty blow being used, I think we can't afford to pile on here. Like the KO's good enough. He's out for the rest of this half, and that's one of the 2 wolves. So, I mean, you'd like him dead, but that's probably good enough.
Pro was bold, but Pro was rewarded in the end. And Hippie, he'll have a based cage up against a wrestle tackle ghoul.
And well, the thing that's based on it is strength 4 blodge. If you have to have it based, that's kind of your optimal situation, honestly.
So we are disengaged. We might take a cheeky 2 dice appeal on prompt pain. We do not.
All right, that's a strength 4 ghoul.
It is.
Like, why isn't he taking the 1 dice? Because it's a strength 4 ghoul. Because of course it is.
So Hippie now up by 1 on the field, and we've removed one of the strength 4 werewolves on turn 2. That's great, right? We've also burned 2 rerolls to get there.
That's also the mighty blow one as well. So there is 1 more claw piece on the field, but it does not mighty blow claw, and that makes a huge difference.
The question now is removing that thing worth 2 rerolls? Would you say that's a fair trade-off?
I mean, it's pretty close. Like, if he stays off for the rest of this half, I would probably accept that, in all honesty. He's like the biggest threat to your Chaos Dwarf blockers. No one else is really going to get through that armor 9 very well. Like, it's close. I don't know if I like 2, but it's an awful close decision, honestly.
Either way, he doesn't actually have a choice, of course, because that's the situation he's in.
But that's probably the most threatening piece on Fiction's team to Hippie's team. So having that one out, at least for this half, is a surprisingly big deal.
We're going to have a go with the claw, and this time we're coming in on one of the Chaos Dwarfs, and that is going to be a push. And that is going to be a knockdown. Second time around, Bashful takes the stun.
If only he had mighty blow as well.
Plenty of armor breaks, not so much in the way of removals just yet.
Oh, just one KO, but it's still early. This is turn 2.
That'll do it. 1 dice pout.
Bonk.
And we have a ghoul on the ball.
A wrestle tackle ghoul on the ball, for that matter. Not that wrestle hobgoblin
Now there's
is likely
potentially
to try to dodge.
a pretty good foul on here.
And we're going to take it with the dirty player. Stomp.
In we go on the Rebel logo. Nothing doing. Sneezy avoids that one. Now, the problem here is that Hippie is going to take a blitz on Instant to Regret all day long with Happy. And he can even set it up in which he pushes him into Grumpy. We can pass the ghoul around here.
Yep. Get several attempts on this. And that's several attempts with Mighty Blow on Armor 7.
Oh, we're going to go... No, we're not going to go for the ghoul on the ball at all.
Going for the flesh golem.
Sluggish horror.
Juggernaut doing the thing to prevent the stand firm. And this means that he can't just stand up and get back to where he was. His movement 3.
Injury and no regen.
Goodbye. Sluggish or horror.
It's just a badly hurt, but we're down to 1 flesh golem for the rest of this game.
Yeah, that's like every removal really is. Every removal on a positional is a big deal. It's just going to add to the snowball effect, right? That's 1 less guard, 1 less strength 4 that Fiction now has to work with.
Hippie's up by 2, and you're right. It is positionals he's removing from the field right now. 2 dice on the ball. That was a little brave. With Forest Animals 2.
Onto instant or regret.
It hasn't quite made it safe either.
No.
He can get a fairly comfortable 2 dice on the ball here with that spare ghoul.
Yeah, we've got the strength 4 one in the back. Yeah, I mean it's 2 GFIs unless he wants to cut a corner, I think, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. But you can use him to get a straight up 2 die on the ball if he wants.
He doesn't take it. We're committing to the fight in the midfield instead.
Imagine he's going to get his werewolf free here, probably. With that.
I think so. He can do that without a blitz.
Yeah, you get 2 shots to push his way out of there and not be based up on 3 Chaos Dwarves anymore.
Does it? And Sneezy's going down. That exposes him to another foul. If he wants to make a 4+ dodge. Hasn't blitzed yet.
No, so I wonder what his blitz target is now then.
Well, he still has a shot on the ball with Wrestle Tackle, but as it stands, it's a 2 dice uphill.
Yeah, he does have the Mighty Blow white that he could stand up and blitz with. Never mind. So I guess we're either hitting with that Wrestle Tackle Ghoul, or we're hitting with the other white in the back, the Mighty Blow piling on one. But I just wonder who his target is in that case.
Zombie knocks down one of the Chorf blockers.
Because I don't really see a good target for the white unless you plan on just punching the dirty player Hobgoblin.
Here we go. We are just looking for damage by the looks of things.
Yep. Juggernaut turning that both down on the blitz into a push. And this is, if he follows this, it leaves him in a bad spot. And if he doesn't follow it, it leaves him in a bad spot.
Yeah.
Not following it is a slightly better spot, though. So I think that's the correct choice.
2 dice comes in on Grumpy, and Roberta Reynolds has taken down the angry Chorf. Armor value 8, but it holds for now. Now we need to get that ghoul out.
Yeah, right now he's taking a Mighty Blow hit for sure.
That's not how you get that ghoul out.
Nope. Oh, man. This is taking the Mighty Blow hit for free, but you can't spend a reroll on that. Yeah, just a stun, so at least you're safe on the ground from those terrifying Mighty Blow dwarves.
Technically, that was a 2+ as opposed to a 3+ dodge.
I suppose.
But it did leave you based on a Bull Centaur, / based on him anyway if you rolled a push. If you followed up to be on the ball. But now Hippie gets to hit more things, and Hippie's team likes to hit things. As
Both
a
of these
general
teams like
rule.
to hit things. But yeah, Hippie's team certainly is designed for it. He only has, what, 3 hits? Like, naturally? Because of all the knocked over dwarves?
Frenzy, so we'll have another go. And I think Snow might have got herself into a bit of trouble here.
That's going to be a lot of tackle zones on that Bull Centaur. But, I mean, we do have break tackle. But it doesn't matter for this turn.
No. Down goes a zombie.
And we have put a block on the Flesh Golem with the Hobgoblin if you're willing to throw some assists at it.
I think he's going to target the other Flesh Golem here with Grumpy again.
Yep, that would make sense. We're going to need to get another assist on it, though.
Well, we're going this way for now. We can use Happy in the backfield to provide that assist. And the interesting thing, of course, is there's a dirty player right there if you do take it down. We are going instead for the white.
No, we're not.
I don't think you can re-roll that. Pro saves the day. And
So
Happy is delighted with himself.
Very happy after that one.
That's a KO.
Dong.
Didn't need the mighty blow, but he opts not to pile on. And Hippie is now up by 3.
Yeah, I mean, Snowball, right? That's the big thing here. Is if you can get some early removals, you can keep them coming a lot easier than Fiction will be able to.
Dirty player has a go. Dirty player. Prince Charming knocks down Hindered Dejection.
Less players, less ability to prevent the hits against you. Against all that mighty blow piling on means even less players. So this
Hippie
could
looking
just go
comfortable
downhill fat.
right now. He's up by 3, and he's managed to get the entire Necro team boxed in this area.
This is not a good spot really for Fiction.
Pow comes in on Sneezy yet again.
We're really trying to get some removals here, and the claw is the best way to do it, but a stun is not a removal. It's a stun.
Just a temporary reprieve. So Kodiak is right. This match is selling the hell out of Pro.
Yeah, that's a good point. We haven't seen it fail yet, have we?
Unfortunately for Fiction right now, he's just having to stand up to take more hits. 2 dice from Happy on... Oh, sorry, from paying the ghoul.
On to Happy.
On to Happy is the words I was trying to say.
And he's very happy that he hasn't been knocked over.
As is Snow. But again, he's going to really struggle to protect that ghoul.
Yeah, and there's still quite a few players that are based up against all those scary dwarves, and not much you can do about it. More blocks that you have to give away in order to save a few players here, and every block you give away is another Mighty Blow Claw piling on Pro nonsense.
If the game continues as it is, Fiction's not going to have any players left in a hurry.
Yeah, well, they might not be gone, but they'll at least be out for the game, which is really all Hippie cares about.
Fouls the stun. Really desperate for a removal. Doesn't get one. Doesn't break the armor.
It's a 3. Nice foul, Wolf Rider. Good job.
Instant pow on the white.
And an armor break. Just a stun, but still, that's one less player for next turn, and one less guard standing up. Now we've got this line of dwarves coming in. Punch number 1 from the dwarves. Removes the zombie.
KO.
Yeah. And then there were 7.
Could be 6. This is a palm hit. No claw. Good decision to back away. Might not
Who
matter.
needs claw? Oh, we got an armor break, and this is piling on, right? I think you take this.
You do.
Yep,
You can
here we go.
afford to. Hindered Dejection. Thick Skull saves the day. Richest T will be happy.
Thick Skull! THICC.
And it looks like we're going to target the second wolf.
I mean, I would. You still have that blitz available, and that's the only piece that's really that Fiction has really that's capable of evening out the numbers game for him. It's a big target.
Bleedinghippy looking to press this advantage on. Finds a pow on Quicker and Forebodinger, who has sidestep.
And he's all right for now.
Now he jumps on him right next to a dirty player. Not rewarded.
Thick boys. Thick clan, best clan. Just saying.
Another pow comes in from a Hobgoblin this time.
Oh, and that's just about all the damage that Fiction is taking this turn.
1 KO and a zombie, not too bad, all things considered.
But, I mean, a lot of stuns. He has 4 players capable of even doing anything next turn, and 2 of them are basically just standing up. I mean, you could probably try to dodge out that werewolf, but the zombie's not dodging out. You've got the ghoul and the werewolf who can probably dodge, and that's basically all you have. Although the werewolf is agi too, sadly.
Isn't that ball massively exposed to a 2+ ghoul dodge?
Yep, I was about to say that. We've got the Strength 4 Agi 4 Ghoul, who is a 2+ with the built-in reroll away from 2 dying a wrestle piece. It's carrying the ball.
What?
I don't know. That's a really good question.
There's the hit on the ball. And, well, I guess we'll take the boat down. You should take the boat down, I think. Because you might roll double push if you reroll that.
Yeah, so he takes the both down, and then, I mean, Ficction or Bleedinghippy can use wrestle to bring down the ghoul as well, so at least the sure hands ghoul can't pick up the ball afterwards.
That's surely nerves right there. Hippie is in control of the game, and that is a really, really silly error to make. 1 dice wrestles the hobgoblin to the floor.
And now all we have left is the Agi 2 wolf, so who's going to have to dodge?
We talked about it.
Made the dodge.
No problemo.
And who cares? Agi 2 doesn't matter.
And
as long as you have built-in rerolls.
somehow, Fiction has turned over possession here.
Can't really get far, though. Not a whole lot of movement left.
He could punt it, you know.
Yeah, there's only 4 turns.
He could punt this.
I think that's probably a reasonable shot. I mean, the bull centaurs are going to be a threat to pick that up no matter where you send it. But I think a punt is probably your best shot here. I mean, where he's standing, he's just in range of the Grumpy, like without any issues. Punted makes it suddenly under a lot of pressure for the Chaos Dwarfs to actually score this half, and you've only got 1 real removal in the Flesh Golem. So if we go into Fiction's offense, 0-0 with only 1 removal, he's not out of this game.
I would throw this.
I think I would too. There's a ghoul downfield too, right? We have Instant or Regret, who, if
well, the ghoul is likely to get grumpied straight in the head.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying we throw the ball to the ghoul. I'm saying you punt it, and then Hippie can only blitz either the ghoul or the werewolf. He can't blitz both of them, and then the other one has enough movement likely to make it to wherever the ball gets thrown to on the next turn.
He punts it. He needs a 6 for this, but inaccurate would be fine. He gets a 5. The ball
inaccurate. Oh, it is gone.
Is way gone. And somewhere here in the UK, Bleedinghippy is sat with his head in his hands right now.
Now, that ghoul is 1 GFI from just picking up the ball. And the bull centaurs technically, the bull centaurs aren't even in range. There's literally nothing Bleedinghippy can do to get to the ball currently, and you have to either hit that werewolf or the ghoul, and I think you hit the ghoul because the ghoul.
You've got to take the ghoul down right now, and we deal with the werewolf further down the line. What probably happens right now is Hippie is unlikely to score this half.
Yeah, that was quite a mistake, honestly.
There's a power 1, Instant to Regret. You might be about to regret his decision to stand there. It's a KO. He did use Mighty Blow to get there.
You have players?
Fiction scumming the babe right now seems like a very, very solid idea.
Yeah, I feel like that is going to make the difference. We're going to have to see what those rolls are come half to see how worth it that babe was. But I can imagine it's going to be a help. The wolf isn't in range of the ball either, but Hippie has no one. I mean, as of now, he's going to have to bank on Bull Centaur pickups into like Bull Centaur handoffs if he wants any chance of scoring this half. And that's a little scary with Edgy too.
He's just going to screen off from the wolf and he's going to collect the ball next turn. I imagine there's a spare dirty player who I imagine we're going to see jump on something. That's another failed GFI, and that is what dwarfs do, you know.
Yeah, failed GFIs. So that's what the rerolls are for, is dwarfs, really. Double skulls and GFIs. But I think you have to mark up that werewolf. You just can't let Fiction have the threat of the ball here.
0-0 half-time might not actually be too bad. We're going to foul the Strength 4 Ghoul, and that makes a lot of sense with Dirty Player.
Yep. Here we go.
Prompt Pain is stunned.
No send-offs yet.
Only allowing Fiction 1 reroll, or 1 set KO rolls, as opposed to 2 when he has a babe in pocket. I suppose it might be a pro strat. There's a power on Bashful.
Although if we go into Fiction's half 0-0 and at least some of those KOs, if the majority of those KOs come back, he's not actually in the worst spot.
Ooh.
That's not ideal.
That's not ideal. Because that's going to get fouled if you don't reroll that.
Absolutely. Yep, there's the reroll. Just a push, though.
As a goal pushes him closer to the Dirty Player. But we do find an injury on Forest Animals 2. It's an MNG. He's out of the final. Goodbye,
Forest Animals 2. I mean, it's not the most critical removal in the game, and there is still a bench for Hippie, but it's a removal, and it's something to at least attempt to start evening up these player counts. The other thing is, Hippie does have a wizard, so if we go into the offensive drive for Fiction 0-0, and Hippie continues to remove players, at some point we're probably going to have to just have a potato from Fiction, and potatoes are countered very strongly by lightning bolts.
The natural predator of the potato. Electricity.
Yeah, I agree. Especially if you wrap them in tinfoil for baking or whatever. Very conductive.
We're going to see what Hippie's game plan is here, because we're going to see if he sets up a scoring threat or not.
Yeah, if he's doing it, he's got to do it now. Well, he has one with the Bull Centaur, technically. Snow.
Yeah, well, down goes Quicker and Forebodinger. Happy gets another hit.
Could be bad.
Will these wolves ever die?
No Mighty Blow used, so I imagine we pile on here, and we do. There he goes!
Oh, it's an armor bust.
Uh-oh.
And no regen.
Oh, no.
Is that the end of Quicker and Forebodinger? Because that means he's out of the final.
Yeah, and that's an Agi 2 Armor 7 Wolf.
It's an Armor 8 Wolf. I know it's an Armor 7 Wolf, you're right.
Oh.
He already is Armor 8. He's out of the final regardless. If Fiction gets there, he's only going to have one of the Strength 4 Wolves.
That's a big deal.
REL have been asking for one of those things to be maimed for a long time. Bleedinghippy has delivered.
I'm really, really just looking for an opportunity to quote T and shout unbelievable Jeffrey, but I feel like I'd be stealing. And that wasn't really that unbelievable. It's big, but I believe that Claw Mighty Blow piling on is fairly good at removing players.
You may be correct.
Bonk. Well, we've got the ball in the Hobgoblin instead of the Bull Centaur, but we're capable of handing off to the Bull Centaur, and Bull Centaur can go pretty far. But in any case, at this point, it looks like we're relying on a pass to the Bull Centaur, I think.
There's some dice to take down the primary scoring threat, but the failed GFI right at the end from Prompt Pain. Double power will make up for it.
I love the failed GFI on blitzes. I just love how the players are like, nope! Like the Hobgoblin just boots the ghoul in the face. No! Such a fun animation.
So now the only real scoring threat is the Bull Sentinel. He needs 3 GFIs and a 4+ catch.
Yeah.
Plus what is likely to be a 4+5+ throw, something of that nature.
Yeah, you can't, but you can't. Unfortunately, you can't put that ghoul in any place now that actually prevents the Bull Centaur from going forward. Like you can't make him roll dodges or anything. And you don't have any players that are capable of doing that unless you roll a stupid number of dice with the white. And that's probably not a good play. I think the best Fiction can do at this point is hope that Hippie's play fails, which, in all honesty, is likely to do. I mean, he's got a long-ish pass into an Agi 2 catch into triple GFIs. I mean, there is Sure Feet, but That's a lot of
That's
dice.
a failed dodge. Which way was he going?
Down towards the ball, it looks like. I think he was trying to get in intercept range, potentially. Just to make it even more annoying.
If Hippie was to score this turn, happy days. He'll take a jump up hit with Happy. He might pro that. He might pro that.
Might.
But he's very sensible and doesn't.
He's got another shot at it with the other dwarf. If Hippie does fail this score here, then Fiction only gets one shot at waking up those KOs with the Babe, and that might be just as good, honestly.
Hindered Dejection doing what Hindered Dejection does. We are trying to remove the intercept threat, and of course the second flash. Go on, double skull!
Oh dear. Good thing we had the reroll. Oh, armor break.
He'll pile on it, he might as well. Hindered Dejection is stunned once more.
Snake eyes on the piling on.
How many times do we see double skulls on turn 8 here in the playoffs?
It feels like it more often than it should.
Hell, we saw triple skulls.
Well, here's the attempt.
The pass. It's a 1.
Nope.
It's going to be 0-0 at half time.
Yeah,
and really, it's all Hippie's fault.
It really is. The thing is, it's all not all bad for Hippie. I mean, Fiction only gets one shot at waking up those KOs now. So if some of the good ones stay out, like that wolf, he's in really bad shape. And Hippie also has the wizard still available. So it's not the worst situation for Hippie, but I think he'd rather be up 1-0.
Fiction needs a removal and isn't going to find one with that. Been a very fast-paced game.
Yeah, we're done half one already. Well, it turns out the turns go really fast and you only have like 4 players who are capable of moving.
Now, this game is going to ride on these KO rolls. We're going to take a GFI to foul the dirty player with a dirty player of her own. Oh, and Prince Charming!
Unbelievable, Jeffrey.
Well, you know what? He gets a send-off, but he earns himself a zombie.
Yeah, and a removed player. I mean, once again, it's not a player. Well, the dirty player matters a bit, but there's enough of a bench on Hippie's side that he's still not actually down players.
Prince Charming is regenerated over here with no head.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Half-time, it is 0-0 here in the REBBL playoff semi-final. Prince Charming is no more.
5 out of 10 is still a pass, T. I'll take it. 50%.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, I should have saved it for that.
Fiction scums a babe and fails 3 out of 4 KO rerolls and suddenly has all of 4 positionals on the field. 1 werewolf, 1 ghoul, 1 flesh golem, 1 white.
2, 2, 1, 6 for those rolls. 2 babes would have helped. Should have scummed 2 babes.
Ariel's last stand is not going to plan.
No. No, not a whole lot of players left. 8? We have 8 for Fiction.
Is the trophy on the way back to Europe? Am I speaking too soon?
Oh man, Hippie is so happy with those KO rolls. Not punished too hard for his mistake, I guess. In offering up that hit.
He's almost been rewarded for his mistake.
Yeah, because we don't get 2 shots at waking up those KOs now. Yeah, Fiction goes on offense with 8 players, not many positionals, and a wizard on behalf of Bleedinghippy.
Yeah, there is a wizard, remember, but it's not showing up for some reason here, but Hippie has a wizard for this defensive drive.
Yay, UI bugs. Thanks, Cyanide.
Prince Charming is dead, but to be honest, Fiction needs another player, so Prince Charming is straight back on the field.
Yep. Oh, I forgot about that. I play Nurgle, so I'm not used to getting the zombies right away. They happen at the end for Nurgle, not right away for like they do for zombies. That's a little insult to injury. Man, now I want to see Prince Charming kill whoever... kill someone, just to add insult to injury there. I'll take your player and kill him someone with it.
Pimple Jam's saying that Fiction needs a fast score here and there's no other option, but how do you get the fast score? Here's a daft question.
Movement 9 wolf.
Do you one turn with the wolf?
If you can make it easy, I don't know if you can. I don't. I think 2-turn is probably a better option, honestly. Like, the 1-turn can punish you so hard. Like, if you tried the 1-turn and failed it, that's game. He just loses. Like, honestly.
Short kick, throw a rocket, Grumpy! Armor 8! Just a stun. Fiction really needed more than that.
But he has a pretty good option for 2-turning with that movement 9 Wolf. And if he pulls it off and gets those players back, you know, there's a shot. But he has to score fast here, I think.
It comes in from Hindered Dejection. Or Hindered Dejection, I should say. And there's another POW from Bitter Activity. It's a mighty blow hit onto armor value 7. Not that you'd know.
Nope. I mean, yeah, it's tough to 2-turn here, but it's like, what other option does he have? It's tougher to like grind it out for 8 turns and lose all your players to these Chaos Dwarves.
Just
like,
how do you protect yourself against these break tackle balls?
You don't really.
You're basically relying on your own blodge.
Yeah, and
you
one
stay
of the
away
break
from the
tackle
tackle
balls is
ball, and you just hope that Frenzy doesn't do his job.
Yeah, well, the sad part is only one wolf means he had to pick a side here, and he's on the side with the tackle bull. So
Fiction still cannot find removals, other than of course the 2 dead and MNG hobgoblins. Prince Charming, of course. Well, he won't be in the final unless Fiction wins.
And then he will be in the final.
Then he will be in the final.
I like how there's 2 Prince Charmings on the field because the dead one is still over there.
The werewolf is going to have a go at Happy here, I feel. Or he might go for the Blodge Guard Hobgoblin.
You just got to be real careful not to get that wolf exposed, and it's hard to protect him, really, and protect your ball.
Goes
Hitting
for
the
Happy.
dwarf.
Rolls a push. Oh, that's
not good enough.
That's not good. That's really, really bad.
In fact, it is really bad.
That's also really, really bad.
Oh, man.
Because now we've got to dodge.
Yeah, you've got to try. I think you have to try. You also don't have anything else to do, so you might as well. It sucks if he fails it and he's on the floor, but ooh, he's getting hit. He's getting hit real hard.
Brave. Very, very brave. As Cullen points out in chat, Fiction in a different playoff match from a previous round suggested that in this scenario you should grind it out. We'll see if he was correct, because this is his chance to show it. But Speedo McPessimism is about to get happied.
He's alright for now.
He'll jump on that, of course he will.
Yep. And then, oh, there we go.
It's gonna regen. And it
Doesn't
would have
matter.
been another armor bust, but Speedo McPessimism is back on his feet, but he may not get back on the field here.
It's just yeah, he's off the field for the rest of this drive, which means we have one player really who's capable of doing anything with the ball.
It's just on a strength 4 blodge, agi 4 ghoul.
Yeah, that's easy. I mean, it's easier when there isn't a werewolf blitzing you every turn, but like now, like Fiction is gonna have a hard time coming back with the player advantage without that wolf.
If you're hippie now, you just base everything up.
Yeah, I mean, base all mans, I am dwarf.
We still have the blitz on the white, and that's a POW.
Uh-oh. If this goes down, that's really bad. He's okay.
Honestly, I feel Fiction might have to retreat towards his own end zone here.
Yeah, but he only has... The only player who's not based is the ball, and everybody else is going to have to dodge, and none of them have... Like, only the white really is capable of dodging.
Well, the white rolls terribly.
Well, he's getting hit next turn. Unless you dodge, but if you fail that dodge, your ball's getting hit. Oh dear, this is not a good spot.
Oh, this is bad.
This is, in fact, really bad.
These are some bad, bad dice coming out of Gloom and Zoom right now. And Prompt Pain is legging it.
Goodbye.
He's not out of range of a Hobgoblin. Although he is strength 4. But there is a wizard in hand. All Hippie has to do is bolt that on the next turn. If he finds an armor break, he's won the game.
Yeah, I mean, I would do it. Although the last time this situation happened to me, last game I played, exact situation, and the lightning bolt rolled a 1 because it always does when I try to use it for useful things.
Oh, there's a pow.
Crunch.
Sneezy's taken some hits this game.
Ooh. Surprise armor break. It actually frees up the zombie a little bit, but I mean, easy enough. There's enough hobgoblins around.
Well, that was a 5+ zombie dodge, and he's failed the second one, and Michael demaimed. He sends
well, at this
Fiction's,
point, you gotta throw dice and hope, really.
Fiction's on his last leg. Now, do you just bolt that from here? No.
I think, well, he elects not to. I would have considered it. I mean, you can base literally every one of his players with tackle, for that matter. And if you just bolt that ghoul, he's in such a rough spot. Like, that wrestle guy on the ball is not going to do anything. He just dodges away on a 2+.
Fozdogs with the sub. Thank you very much, mate. Squid, squid, squid.
You just need to, if you're not bolting here, which is fine. I think either way is fine. It doesn't really matter which way you elect to choose to do it. You just need to be careful that you don't get too clustered up, because that ghoul is, you know, he's still moving 7 at G4. He can kind of get where he wants, and that hobgoblin is not really a threat to him. So that ghoul, if you get too tied up or too off to one side as Hippie here, that ghoul could probably make a break for it somewhere.
Hippie, he doesn't need to bolt right now.
He doesn't need to.
He's failed another GFI, though. Will he re-roll that in overtime format? He might pro it.
He does. Alright, well, my dwarf team is probably going to be taking some pro at some point. I'm like a convert.
You're going to pile on... Are you going to pile on that? Yeah, well, you know what? You might as well.
Goodbye.
Both golems are down.
Well, it's a regen, but who cares, right? Good is dead right now.
Happy is cleaning up.
That leaves 2 positionals on the field.
Sage is raiding with a party of 54, and, well, if you're raiding, you'll be here for a massacre, and that is exactly what we've got right now.
Yeah,
Bleedinghippy is dominating this game.
And congratulations, Sage, by the way. Throw that out there. I won't spoil anything for people who don't know, but I will say congratulations. Ask him if you want to know more.
Indeed. The ghoul is running for it. And Fiction cannot buy a knockdown.
Nope. And there's nothing he can do to protect that ghoul, really. We can hit 1 die with the white, I guess. Now.
That's a 1 die with tackle. But pushes don't really do anything against well, anything really. So Fiction, it really is on his last legs here in this semi-final. Bleedinghippy on the verge of making it to the final. He still has a wizard in pocket, and you might just bolt. Well, you can bolt whenever you want, really, can't you?
Yeah, I mean, the good news for Fiction is that the ball is on a strength 4 blodge player. Though it's going to be difficult, really, for Hippie to actually remove the ball unless he can get a bunch of dwarves on it, and that's hard with movement 7.
Oh, Dopey injures a zombie. Oh, it's a strength bust as well with no regen.
We are losing players fast.
We really, really are. Here comes Sleepy for a hit. For those just joining from Sage's channel, the story of this game, Bleedinghippy made a catastrophic mistake in the first half, allowing an easy 2-dice hit on his ball on his own drive. He wasn't able to score, but Fiction at half-time, who had scummed a Bloodwiser Babe from his own cache, managed to get 1 out of 4 KO rolls back.
Yeah, and this is where
gone downhill from there. And who even needs the wizard when Happy's about?
This is where Hippie just says, "Here you go, have some dwarves," and throws everybody at everywhere because there just aren't enough Necro players to do anything.
Happy piles on, and Prompt Pain is actually fine.
Yeah. And the fact that Happy piled on there and Prompt Pain is okay. We do not have tackle on that ghoul. So he's got a 2+2+ into picking up the ball currently. Make that a 3+3+.
Pretty much going to get it. Thanshin saying he'd love to watch Blood Bowl matches commented like other esports. Is there a YouTube or Twitch channel about that? Well, this is what we try to do here. We do our best. So if you haven't hit that follow button, then give us a try. See what you think. But this is the sort of show that we try to put on here in REBBL.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of us. A lot of people in REBBL that try to cast games when they get a chance to. So
sometimes we
around,
talk about
find
Blood
them.
Bowl, sometimes we talk about cockroach milk. Swings and roundabouts, really. You never quite know what you're going to get.
Sometimes we talk about maple syrup theft.
What we do know is that Fiction is very, very unlikely to win this game.
Dodge reroll used, but the dodge works, and we get the 2 die on the Hobgoblin. Only a push.
Last reroll.
In overtime?
You have to.
Yeah, I think you really do.
Down
Good
goes the
enough.
ball. Evil Queen won't like that.
Won't like that either.
He really won't like that. It was
Looks
all
like
a
that-
ruse.
Is that ball scattering onto the ghoul? No, it's just the animation being weird.
He's got a hold of it again, but I don't know what he's going to do from here.
Nope. I mean, there's pretty easy hits. Uphill dice that work. Oh no, he's blocked. Never mind.
He's not dead, so you'll take it.
Yeah.
Hippie still has a bolt. We're going to see a zombie dodge out to foul Happy, who's on the floor here. No assist, but this is pure
dirty
spite.
player. I mean, it's also reasonable. That's a scary player, and what else are you gonna do?
Will Hippie just bolt this? No.
I don't think so. He has a pretty easy time at just blitzing
He
it.
doesn't need to, does he?
No, he can blitz it with Happy, and he just assists with one of those Hobgoblins or the Bull Centaur.
Yeah, it'll actually be Grumpy, and he's annoyed that you got his name wrong.
Oh, sorry.
Here he comes, and he's found a pout.
All Claw Mighty Blow piling on Pro Dwarves look the same to me.
Prompt Paint is stunned. But here comes the pylon, and Prompt Pain is injured.
Oh, he's gone. Goodbye. Well,
Badly
that's probably game. Fiction is down to a white and 3 zombies, and now, honestly, Hippie spends all the time he wants in the world picking up that ball, walking to the end zone, and punching zombies until there aren't zombies left.
That's probably game, may be the understatement of this entire playoffs.
Yeah, I guess. I'm just trying to be slightly positive. Although there's not much to be positive about anymore.
I tell you now, that's a former Tribu Abana player who's just been knocked out. And another zombie going down. Michael the
Insta-piling on.
He'll pile on that because, you know what, SPP to be had ahead of the final here.
Yeah, and there's 2 players left, or 3 players left. I mean, you might as well pile on literally everything at this point. It's not like you're going to get punished.
Down goes Prince Charming, of course, taking a beating after he was killed.
Oh yeah, the tipping is still open, so this game is probably going to get negated.
I think this will probably be voided, yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to change mine because that feels cheating, but it's also going to get voided, I would imagine, so it doesn't really matter.
I don't think the REL 4-peat is on.
Oh, well, punished.
No.
And just no, you can't have any glimmer of hope, Fiction, I'm sorry. You get nothing. Nothing.
Remember, the other semi-final is G-Man versus G-Man. If Hippie wins this, the trophy is guaranteed coming back home. It's coming home.
The good news is, none of his players are standing to get punched. Not that he cares too much about the ones left. I guess the white. Only 1 foul is better than 3 Mighty Blow Claw piling ons into a foul.
Hippie's going to lock this down. Sleepy is going to pick up the ball. And Sleepy is going to throw a pass. Weirdly back down the field.
Farming SVP at this point, I mean, he can.
Well, you've got 3 turns. You don't want to accidentally send this to overtime.
I mean, that's true. But he has 3 rerolls, 3 turns, and several players capable of picking up the ball nearby.
Being funny, but there's a chance that Bitter Activity can pick up the ball here.
That's true. He's going to have to dodge again, though.
He's going to need cubes with no rerolls, then he can't actually reach because he's movement 5.
Yep. If only you weren't movement busted.
But it's a player on the ball, but you know what happens to players on the ball?
They
Happy.
get blitzed by Happy. Or Grumpy. Happy in this case, I imagine.
I mean, we can make this the most comfortable 3 dice you've ever seen.
More than like natural 3 dice using like a strength 7 tree or something.
What he's going to do is he's surrounding the ball here in case it scatters into his hands and he gets a free grab of it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you might as well play greedy at this point. Like, what are you going to do?
I'm wrong.
Nope.
Pro. Hasn't failed yet. Except the very first turn.
Jump on him.
Happy goes in and Bitter Activity is just stunned.
Well, now we have 2 zombie blocks you can make. And a foul, potentially, unless he just wants to pick it up with the apple.
He fails the pick up with the apple, and suddenly this has gone all Kejiroos. Fails it again, and Fiction is alive!
For now, we still have 2 turns, which is enough.
This is not going to kicks.
This is not going to kicks. Super fed.
Maybe we've spoken too soon here. Maybe Nuffle has decided this isn't over. Prince Charming, Hippie's former player, can technically grab the ball here, if he's so inclined.
Uphill blitz finds the
do
push.
it.
I mean, yeah, technically, I guess. And then we also have the option of Hippie just failing to pick up for 3 turns. Go for it. Like, go ham. Make Prince Charming the hero after you got him for free. Do it.
Doesn't do it.
Oh.
And Michael the Maimed Jr. has fallen over and injured himself. Which was rather silly of him, really. Regen does a thing, but Fiction is down to just 2 on the field, and yet the ball remains on the floor.
And he's got a tackle zone on the ball, which is a thing. But I imagine here comes... Well, I don't think Happy is not really... is kind of in the way. So probably here comes Grumpy. Nope. Who's coming? Are we just trying to get SPP at this point? And some Dopey after it?
Well, Happy has jump up. So he can come in with Happy. Although he's probably going to go in with Dopey, isn't he? To get some SPP on that one.
Happy would have to GFI for it, I think, right?
No, Happy's not going to do that. Because that would be mental. We're just locking down that white. We're making sure we have a score and threat. That's sensible.
And now we're going to hit with Dopey for the... SPP. He is only level 2 after all, or 3.
Dopey finds a knockdown. And Prince Charming refuses to die again.
I have to start at 0. I can't start at 1.
The apple has another go.
Makes it this time.
The apple has the ball, and you would suggest that that is going to be that.
Yeah, you don't risk the pass here. You put yourself in scoring range and just...
There's no way to hit the ball. That is it, folks. REL are done. He's going to have a go. Fiction's not giving up without a fight. But he has no fight left to give. Well, okay, I lied. He maybe has a little bit of fight left to give.
It doesn't stand up the zombie. Alright, well... I think you just score here. I mean, you have 2 rerolls, so it's likely safe to be greedy, but there's no need to. Just guarantee to win.
Bleedinghippy is in the final.
Boom. Final number 1. All G-Man final. Guaranteed.
Can anyone stop Snow White and the 6 Chorfs?
Well, there's only one more opportunity to do so. And that'll be next week. In the Superb Owl.
Hippie didn't bolt the white. He should have bolted the white.
Oh, yeah. It's not like failing it could have done anything.
31 armor breaks to 6, and Sleepy, ahead of the final, gets a level.
Yeah, that makes a difference. That's another potential claw.
Hippie saying that one of these days he will not give up totally free shots on the ball, but it is not this day. It didn't matter in the end. Prince Charming 3 gets the MVP for Gloom and Zoom.
Yeah.
Because
so we're going to have Hippie, Chaos Dwarfs, versus either Nurgle or Chaos, depending on how that other semifinal goes.
It leaves the option open for an all G-Man 2 final.
Does it? Who's the G-Man 2 coach?
Because Infinite Pink's Nurgle finished joint top of G-Man Division 2 with Bleedinghippy's Chaos Dwarfs.
What happened to their game? I assume they played in the regular season then.
In fact, not joint top. They were joint. Well, they were all joint top with Creatan as well. Creatan was top on touchdown difference. Hippie was second. Infinite Pink was third in the regular season. Because we need to check that out now in case it happens.
Yeah, it's important.
The game finished 0-0.
Oh God. Well, that's not happening in the playoffs.
It's not going to kicks.
It might.
Sleepy rolled normals. That's a shame. But to be honest, you probably got enough claw on this team. That is that for this playoff semi-final. Bleedinghippy is confirmed that G-Man will be champions this season. But will it be him? Will it be Steve? Or will it be Infinite Pink?
We'll have to find out. Do we know when the other match is scheduled?
Wednesday. It's miles away.
It's too long.
It is a long time to wait.
Why did Fiction and Bleedinghippy have to schedule so early and get our hype levels up, and now we have to wait almost a week, or slightly less than a week? Ugh, they're about as far away as they possibly could have been.
What we will do right now is we'll have a quick look at the potential opponents for Hippie in the final. Samoa and Infection Inc., who of course still need to knock 7 bells out of each other in order to get the chance to go up against this ungodly Chaos Dwarf team. 2000 TV Nurgle looks a little bit like that. It's not the scariest Nurgle team we've seen in the playoffs, but they did actually knock out the scariest Nurgle team we've seen in the playoffs in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, so something to be said for that, for sure.
Indeed. The fact that it's next Wednesday is interesting as well. Because... oh no, of course it's the semi-final. We don't know when the final will be scheduled, but it's Division Day. That following weekend.
Right. Find out where everybody shows up afterwards.
And of course, Superstar Shootouts that week, and the Cripple Cup.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I forgot about that. I love the Superstar Shootout. Was so much fun the first time. I forgot that was soon. I'm really looking forward to it.
What I need is some coaches for Superstar Shootout. If anyone wants to coach a team, drop me a PM. This is Samoa, by the way, as we're looking at these two potential opponents for Bleedinghippy. A lot of bank, not a lot of players for Steve.
But an amazing hype video.
Nosedive, don't worry, I already have a list and you're on the list. But I don't have 4. So I still need more people to tell me they can play. Superstar Shootout Pimple Jams is the once a season all-star tournament that we put together, where we use the mixed teams to create some of the most mental teams you've ever seen. What we'll do, we'll take a quick look at some of the efforts from last season. It's basically some of the best players that REBBL has to offer. They all get put together. All memeiest players, so it could be the worst as well. This is the team that won last time. It was a 3,040 Alliance of Goodness team, captained by Hughes Jackman, that looked a little bit like that. It's a silly evening.
Oh, it's just a lot of fun. A lot of good fun. A lot of dumb players. A lot of players people recognize from the league. Look at that. That's stupid. It's a good time.
So what I have to do over the course of the next week is start putting together 4 of these teams. Everyone's been submitting players over the last sort of 6 weeks. And there's gonna be a stunty team this time as well. There's a halfling, goblin, and ogre team that are gonna be taking part. That's gonna be silly.
So how many of that team are just not gonna be trees or ogres or trolls? Are we gonna see many halflings and noblars and that sort of thing?
Well, we're gonna have to because it's a stunty team. So, but we'll
Fair
see.
enough.
But apparently, Fiction is calling it. That might be it for Gloom and Zoom. It might be the end of the road.
Goodbye.
So, because it is the end of the road, shall we watch the hype video for a last time?
Goodbye, Gloom and Zoom. You played well. You made it to many a playoff.
Stick around, of course, afterwards, because the Snow White hype video will be following afterwards, but here's Gloom and Zoom.
Whoa!
Suddenly that KO into a stun doesn't look so hot. Oh! 3 casualties this turn. Oof. Big swing. Oh well, that's gonna do it. So Gloom and Zoom continues on. Congratulations, Fiction.
Breaking news. Fiction is not re-rolling. He's just trying to sell the busted wolf.
Will anybody buy a busted up wolf? I mean, Mighty Blow, I guess, is a nice bonus, but do you want to take that many injuries?
It's not a Mighty Blow wolf. It's a strength.
No, oh, he's selling the other one.
Sidestep one, isn't it? So it's an Agi 2 Armor 7 Legendary Wolf. I don't know if there'll be too many buyers for that, because it's expensive.
Yeah, that's a lot of money for Armor 7 Strength 2. Or, I mean, G2.
We will see. But we're going to wrap up the cast there for the evening. So, firstly, thank you to Fozdogs, who has resubbed with Twitch Prime. It's 9 months now, so many, many thanks to Fozdogs. Sage raided us with a party of 54, and Sage viewers, if you stuck around and hit the follow button, which Dreadswarm, Mangert, and Thanshin did, welcome along. I hope you enjoyed the second half of the game. And of course, the most thanks go to, well, actually, no, I owe more thanks to Dranar and Cthulhu Collector, who dropped 1,000 and 100 bits, respectively. And finally, Steak Mittens, who joined us for that one.
Yeah, I'm here. Hello.
Always a pleasure to have
Always
you
a
here
pleasure
as
to be
our
here.
guest. And I don't know, that might be my last playoff stream. I don't know if I'll be doing the one next Wednesday because I've done this one. Because fair is fair. But we will see.
Fair enough.
But there we go. That is going to be it for this one. We will leave you with the winners hype video. Snow White and the 6 Chorfs are going to be in the REBBL Super Bowl. Can anyone stop them? Fast Dorf, who might be wishing he was in the end zone right about now.
Really why he didn't like that.
Fast Dorf is not fast anymore.
You know what? He deserved that. There goes the king.
Happy's in the game. we're down to the final 4. 1 win from the Super Bowl. 2 from Glory. REL want the 4th championship in a row, but only have 1 team left. Is this G-Man's season?
Oh,
And then that'll happen.
this will be interesting to see if we have one of those.
Oh!
And Bill Potts just took and caught some claws to the face.
It's getting real ugly with these skinks.
And this one's on Palm too.
And Infinite Pink and Infection Inc. are going to the semi-finals.